Hello all, welcome back to the lecture series of Matplotlib, and today we will be discussing about pie charts and donut charts. Chances are very high that you have seen pie charts in action in real life. They are really easy to interpret and represent a circle that is sliced into pieces like a pizza based on some categories. The pie chart as a whole shows 100% data, but according to the categories, that means slices, we can divide the data, and each slice shows its individual proportion in the pie chart itself. And then moving ahead, we will be discussing what are donut charts. Donut charts are basically same as pie charts, and they are just a modification to the pie chart with just a hole in the middle. They also eliminate the need of studying the whole area of the pie chart, and they let us focus on just the small portion. And that's why the reading ability of donut charts are greater as compared to pie charts. Though the fact they both are very different in some ways and very similar in some ways, the advantages and disadvantages of pie charts are pretty much same. So let's move ahead. So how first I've imported pandas, and then I've imported NumPy, and then I've imported Matplotlib. And I will be using a style 538. And how do we use it? plt.style.use. I have imported a CSV file on which we'll be working with pie charts, and the CSV file looks like this. And then I have a list of colors that we'll be using as well. So let's just say I want to plot my simple, very basic first pie chart. So how do I do that? First of all, I need a data. So we will move forward to the CSV file after we draw some basic pie charts. So I have slices. Let's say I create a list of numbers 45, 56, 34, and 20. And then I want to represent this list as a pie chart. So plt.py, the plt.py function is used to create pie charts, and then we pass the data. Then we pass the data, and then we call plt.show function. So this is my first basic pie chart. As you can see, I can see four slices corresponding to the four numbers in my list. But I don't know what is red color showing. I don't know what is blue color showing. So we will be customizing it. So first of all, I will be creating different pie charts for every customization I make, so that we can keep the track of every modification we do. So let's just say the first modification we want the borders of the pie chart to be black in color. We want the borders of the pie chart to be black in color. So how can I do that? We pass the same functions as before, and then we pass an extra parameter called which props. And this parameter accepts a dictionary in which there is a parameter edge color, and then for that particular key we pass a value k. K stands for black. The abbreviation for black color is k in matplotlib. So as you can see, now I have my border of the pie chart is black. Now, what all we do in this pie chart? Let's just say I want to see the percentage for each slice. I want to see what's the percentage of red slice, what is the percentage of blue slice, and so on and so forth. So how can we do that actually? So let's just say, how can I do that? So for that, we are going to use another parameter called text props, and this also accepts a dictionary in which we pass a key. The key is font, uh, font weight, font weight, and I want the font weight. Why I'm doing this, I will just tell you. The font weight is going to be bold, and then the percentage. We want the percentage to be visible, and for that the parameter is auto PCT, and you pass a string formatting percentage 1.1f, and then I run it. So as you can see, my percentages are visible: 36.1, 29, 12.9, 21.9. Okay, and it appears to be bold because of this method, because of this parameter, it appears to be bold. Now, what do we mean by 1.1f? We simply means that we want a floating number. F stands for floating. We want a floating number, and we want one decimal point after, we want one digit after decimal point. So that's why it is zero point 0.1. Let's just say I write zero point 0.3. So now if I run the cell, you will see there will be three decimal places. There will be three digits after the decimal places. So as you can see, now there are 3 digits. Now what do I want? I want the percentage sign to be visible. Now it is only written as 29.03. I want it to be 29.03%. So how can I do that? In order to do that, I just need to modify the auto PCT part only. And then the syntax for this is percentage and percentage. That is the syntax. So this is the way we can actually, create percentages. Now, as we are familiar with the most of the functions, most of the parameters in the pie chart, now let's focus on the data. Let's focus on the data we have uploaded. So the data, let's see the data itself. So what we can do, let's just check the unique values in the work class column. Unique values in work class dot unique. So as you can see, I have 3 classes: private, self-employed, and government. So let's just say I want the percentage, like what's the percentage of private class in data, what is the percentage of self-employed, and what is the percentage of government. So how can I do that with the pie chart? So in order to do that, we want the count of each category. So how can I do that? So first of all, I need to select the column work class, and we can use a function value underscore counts, which basically counts the category. So I have 238 private, 53 self-employed, and 36. So what I want, I basically want these numbers. So in order to get these numbers, we will use another function called toList. This will convert these numbers to list. And let's store this into a variable called work underscore count. Now we also want these labels. So how can I get that? I can use the same value counts method. How can I do that? I will just use the same method. Now the labels are the index. So I will use the index part. I call it index. And then you see I have the labels as well. So I will store it in another variable, work underscore label. Now let's plot a pie chart for each work class category. plt.py, and I pass my work underscore count, and then plt.show. As you can see, I have the pie chart, the very simple basic pie chart. Now let's say I want the labels to be visible. I want these labels to be visible. For that, we need to pass the work underscore label variable into the labels parameter, work underscore label. So as you can see, now the labels are pretty much visible to us. Now let's move forward and add percentages to our pie chart. So how can we do that? Auto PCT equals to percentage 1.2 f percentage. So we have added the percentages as well. Now let's customize our pie chart according to the colors. So how can I change colors? Colors is the parameter which accepts colors. Now one thing we need to be careful about is that the number of colors should be equal to the number of labels, basically the number of slices. So I want 3 different colors. So I have a list of colors. Over here, as you can see. So I will pass it the first 3 values with the help of slicing. So I will just pass first 3 values. And as you can see, I have changed the colors as well. Now let's just create a border as we did earlier. Wedge props equals to a dictionary, font weight, and then K. So we have created, I did something wrong, I guess. Just wait, wedge font weight has no property. Oh, sorry, it is not font weight, it is edge color, my bad. Yeah, so as you can see, the font weights are visible. Now, what else can we do? Let's just say I want the labels and the percentages to be bold in color. So for that, we have text props, and then we again pass a dictionary font weight to be bold. We can also change the size of the font. How can I do that? Size, let's say equals to 15. And as you can see, the size will be large. Let's just reduce the size. Let's just say 10. So now the size is good enough. So that way we can actually manipulate the text values and the borders of the pie chart. Now, let's say you want to give a 3D feeling to your pie chart. You want to give a 3D feeling to your pie chart. So how can we do that? We just need to add one more parameter, which is shadow. Let me just copy this and do it in a different cell. So how can we add a 3D feeling to our pie chart? It's shadow equals to true. Shadow equals to true. So as you can see, there is a thin border coming out to be making it 3D. Now, so let's say now you want to show a pie. You want to highlight a base. You want to highlight one particular slice. Let's just say the private work class is the majority of the percentages of the people are in private work class. So let's just say I want to highlight this. I want to keep this private class at a distance from other uh, slices. So how can I do that? Basically, for that, we will use another parameter called explode. Another parameter called explode. Explode is a parameter which accepts a list of values, and we have to pass the values for all the labels. So we have three labels. We will have to pass the explode value for each of the variables. Zero means the slice stays as it is intact, and if you just pass 0.1, then the slices will be uh, shifted from the center. Slices will be shifted from the center. So let's say 0, 0.1, and 0. So as you can see, this second label is for self-employed, and that's why it is shifted outwards. Now, but I want to show it for the private work class, so I will do 0.1. I will do 0.1. So that way you can actually create a highlight to a particular slice. Now, what if you want your pie chart to be starting at a particular slice? So you can actually handle the rotation of the pie chart, and for that we need to do let's just say start angle. Start angle I want 90. So the rotation will be anti-clockwise. The first label is private. So as you can see, the first label should be starting as 90 degree, and it will go anti-clockwise. It will go anti-clockwise. So that way we can create pie charts and customize it, as you can see. Now let's just say you want these percentages to be further away. Like you can also control the distance of these percentages. How can we do that? The parameter is used PCT underscore PCT distance, PCT distance, and let's say I write 0.9. So as you can see, the distance, percentage distance, is from the center. Is from the center. So the smaller it is, the closer it is to the center, and the larger it is, the farther away they are from the center. Now you can also increase the size. You can also increase the radius of your pie chart. You can also increase the radius of the pie chart with the help of radius, parameter. Let's say I write radius 2. So as you can see, the pie chart is bigger now. So that way you can increase the size of your pie chart as well. And that way we can also increase the size of fonts, so that we can actually work over accordingly. Sorry. Okay, so we have created a pie chart and we have customized it, and we have used almost every parameter that you should be knowing about pie charts. Now, let's just say why pie charts, in what circumstances and what type of data pie charts are not useful. So I'm going to show the data again, and the data, let's just say we check the values in the occupation column, occupation dot unique. So as you can see, there are number of, let's just say we check the number of unique values. We have total 14 categories. And what if I want to plot a pie chart for it? So I'm just going to do the same thing, but I'm going to copy the code, and yeah, I'm just copy the code and then I paste it here. So we want what we want is basically we want the count. So how can we do that? I'm just putting it directly over here, as I have already explained how this works. Value underscore counts, then to list, And in labels, we just need to put it the index values, and labels as well. We get index. Now, the obviously we cannot use the list of colors I have created because the list is small and the categories are 14. Also, cannot use the explode part because we have to pass we have to pass 14 explode values in order to use explode. And I guess, yeah, that's it. Let's just run it. So as you can see, that is why the reason pie charts are not useful. Obviously, it depends on the data as well because of the high number of categories. Because the pie charts becomes clustered, you can also reduce the size as well. You can also you can do that. You can customize your pie chart, but still it will look clustered, and it is not a good idea. It is not a good practice to create a pie chart with this much of categories. Okay, so that is the drawback of pie charts. Now let's move to the modification of pie charts, and the modification of pie charts is pretty easy. So I'm just going to create a donut chart. The modification of pie chart is the donut chart. I'm going to create a modification to pie chart. I'm going to use this code only. You don't have to do anything extra. You just have to write one line extra in order to create a donut chart. So what I'm going to do, let's just run it again. And then what is a donut chart? A donut chart is basically a pie chart with a hole in the middle, with the hole in the middle. So I'm going to remove the explode value for now. I'm going to remove the explode value for now. And then I just rerun it. So how can I create a donut chart out of it? I just need to overlay, I just need to overlay a white pie chart on this pie chart. So how can I do that? plt.py, obviously with the same slices, plt.py work underscore count, and I want the pie chart to be white in color. If you pass one single color, if you pass one single color, all slices will be of the same color. All slices will be of the same color. As you can see, we have created our donut chart. So the moment I run it, we have created our donut chart. So what we have done, we have created a pie chart, and then what we did, we overlay a white pie chart over the previous pie chart, and that's how we created the donut chart. We can actually increase the size of it by either reducing the size of previous pie chart, let's say 1.5, like this, or we can do the same with the white pie chart. So that's how we can actually create donut charts. That's how we can actually create donut charts. So I guess this is it for the video, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Pie charts was fun, and I really enjoyed this lecture. So please do like and share this video, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much, and have a great day.